I saw on Busy Phillips' Instagram that she used a homemade garlic nasal rinse to clear out her sinuses. Does this work, and is it safe? And so apparently Busy filled a small syringe with distilled garlic water, shot it up her nose. I guess she strained the mixture through cheesecloth. Now, I'm a big fan of nasal rinses. Yes. Everyone knows this. I love nasal saline.
And we're a big fan of garlic. We know that garlic does have definite health benefits.
But garlic rinse in the nose?
It's sort of like two things that don't go great together.
Let me give you a little hint. You pour this stuff into your sinuses, you're going to have garlic breath for about a year.
Seriously.
I mean,
yeah. So the data is that garlic actually has a tremendous antibacterial, anti-inflammatory property, but all of that is based on when you actually consume it.
Not when you shoot it up.
Not when you shoot it up. In fact, people have gotten garlic burns on their skin from paste that they've applied. So just imagine the delicate mucosa.
It could be a little caustic. Yeah, that mucosa. I mean, if anything, you may start a sinus infection as a result of
the biggest risk here is, you know, we even talk about this, if you're using a neti pot, you got to be so very careful to make sure that there are no impurities, because you get impurities in those sinuses and it can develop a raging sinus infection, and that's the last thing you want. What's funny is garlic, you eat it, people actually get fewer colds. You mentioned all those properties, and I think a lot of times in medicine, people will hear that something is beneficial and they try to find inventive new ways. And look, the good news is I think she's better. I think she personally said this was a good experience, but even she said I wouldn't try this.
Well,
she wasn't recommending it.
So I was sort of writhing in agony, and then afterwards saying, "Oh, but I would recommend it, but I feel better."
And what are some other things that she did? I mean, how much of this is a little bit of a placebo effect? I don't know.
But true story. Again, love nasal washes. So I'd been sick for a number of weeks, and I could feel even 3 weeks out, I still had. So this was just a few days ago. I went into the bathroom, did 2 hardcore neti pots, and sometimes those sinuses will get clogged with debris post-infection, and, you know, when that comes out, the feeling is like eureka. Like I've struck gold. That stuff comes out, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that was in there. That's been in there for 3 weeks.
It is a good morning bowel movement, isn't it?
I was just gonna say that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, good for Travis. So cathartic, just like a nice poop.
But just always be careful, and if you do a nasal rinse, just make sure you're using sterile solutions. Just be so careful with that.